gratuit sur le PlayStation Store. Donc on va en profiter et on va vous faire découvrir ça. C'est parti. Nouvelle partie. Oui. D'accord. Alors, comment t'arrives? Oui. Non. Oui, ah oui, c'est parti. Loading, la petite intro là, pas mal, hein, franchement. L'intro des familles. Ah oui, oui. Putain, c'est lent. D'accord. Faut savoir que le jeu a été noté 9,5 et qu'il a eu environ 24 prix. Après, il faut voir, hein, parce que... Oui, merci. Là, c'est juste pour être sûr qu'on l'oublie pas.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
Oui. C'est juin 1995, 1h15 du matin. D'accord. Kathleen Green Briard, Portland, vol 270, 6 juin 1995. Drapeau de la Belgique. T'as vu ça? Il sait que je suis bête. Il le sait. Oui. Ceci est un gobelet. Prends-toi la tasse. Waouh, c'est tellement énorme. Elle est vide. S'assoit. Ouvrir la porte. Ouvrir la porte. Canard. Bonjour. 6 $ pour ça. Mais attends, c'est des euros ici. Mais oui.
So, Christmas Duck. Christmas Duck is a fan favorite. He's kind of a mascot, I guess. And I think that's partly because it's a weird concept, a Christmas duck. Hi, I'm Steve Gaynor. I'm the co-founder of the Fulbright Company. We made Gone Home. I was the writer and designer. And thank you for taking a look at our commentary mode. Whenever you find an icon like the one you just clicked on, you can find out a little bit more about the game.
Dear Katie, so much has changed, even just since you've been away. We moved into this house. I'm in a new school. And my big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real. But I'm not gonna let it faze me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal, just like I was talking to you.
toute la maison en bordel. Ça va pas très loin. Mais... prendre à gauche sur le gratuit, prendre sur le road, prendre la sortie C47N, prendre à droite, ok c'est chiant. Oui. Happy birthday. Ok. Welcome à Mexico. On va essayer de le remettre bien. J'y arrive pas, ce truc de malade. Voilà. En deux. Voilà. Hop. Oui. On s'en va. Voilà, vous mettrez sur pause si vous avez envie de lire. Je n'ai pas m'amuser à lire tout ce que je peux savoir. Oh oh, vous avez vu ça? Ce skill de jetage d'objets.
All of the sliding doors that you see in the game are actually, from a code perspective, drawers that could slide along a track like that for the purpose of making drawers. Steve took it and, as designers are wont to do, used it for his own purposes and came up with sliding doors in our game.
Allô?
Ouais.
Salut, tu sais appeler ton frère? On joue ensemble.
Ah ouais, mon frère il va regarder le match.
Ah ok, et toi non?
Moi je suis sur un autre jeu, je fais un live.
Ah ok. Et bah,
Bon, on jouera après. On jouera après le match.
je sais pas si je serai encore quoi parce que...
Ok.
Ok, ça va alors. Bon, ciao.
Salut.
Salut.
Quel est ce fuck? Y'a rien à faire en fait dans ce jeu.
definitely the second half was where a lot more of the emotional weight in the character came out, and that was a lot to handle, but a lot of fun to do too, because I've really not gotten to do a character that actually was so, I guess, emotionally real and so human. You know, it's sort of, you're not doing some commercial selling you thing, or not doing some sort of sci-fi fantasy world sort of story. It was very realistic and very relatable, and you sort of realize that the character's someone that you could know or that you could have been, you know, when you were younger, which I really liked. It was very exciting. The whole experience has been really good.
I had an interesting talk with Mom and Dad tonight. One you were never gonna need to have. I mean, you've known, right? I've known. I've known since, like, She-Ra. Mom and Dad didn't, I guess. But they saw the zine and the stuff on the locker, and they were like, is there something we should know about you and Lonnie? And so here's the thing. I was prepared for them to be mad, or disappointed, or start crying, or something. But they were just in denial. You're too young to know what you want. You and Lonnie are just good friends. You just haven't met the right boy. It's a phase. That's what I didn't see coming. That they wouldn't even respect me enough to believe me. Well, joke's on them, because they're in for one very long phase. Lonnie had her going away show with her band tonight. She's so incredible on stage. When she was singing, I could practically forget everything. That we only had 48 hours left. That I don't know what comes next. That I can't live without her. Then she dedicated the last song to me. And I couldn't take it. I was out on the curb in the alley, sobbing till my ribs hurt. I would follow her anywhere, Katie. But I can't. Where she's going. After a long time, she found me. She said she was sorry. She said, I wish things could be different. I just wanted to make you happy. I said, I don't think you can anymore. We agreed our last night together would be our happiest ever, and we'd forget tomorrow was going to come at all. It worked for a while. We had a good time seeing Oscar off, then ran up to the attic to look through our photos, to find one for Lonnie to take with her. And looking at them, I realized they were all in the past, and there wouldn't be any more. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And I cried. And she held me. She said she knew it was hard, but life would move on. I said I didn't want my life to keep moving without her. That's when she cried too. I was so exhausted. I must have fallen asleep like that, in her arms. In the morning, I woke up, and I was finally alone. The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait. Sam. Sam. Hello. Sam.
Ouais. Ouais. Ouais.
Sam, where are you? Really? I need to talk to you. Please be there.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class. And I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House girl. Great.
This is a severe weather warning. The Northwest Weather Service reports high winds and torrential rain conditions affecting the following counties: Austin County, Boone County, Dawn County, Tacoma County, and Wistaria County. Residents are strongly urged to stay indoors. Windows and
When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, like, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games. Maybe I'll give him a call.
Somehow I always knew that someday we'd be through. Now that it's happened, I just can't believe it's true. I've done the best I could. You keep from seeing. Can't get you off my mind. What am I gonna do?
Voodoo, mildew, and chandu.
I feel like one of the best bits of advice was actually from the Fulbright team before going in to do the first recording. And it was a suggestion that I should watch some episodes of My So-Called Life. I feel like one of the best bits of advice was actually from the Fulbright team before going in to do the first recording. And it was a suggestion that I should watch some episodes of My So-Called Life, which was great because I'd watched them all when when they were actually on. It was one of those favorite shows my sister and I would sit down and watch every week. And so going back and watching them was definitely not a hard chore to have to do. So I basically went through all of the episodes I could find online in a couple of days. So it was a bit of a sudden binge watch of My So-Called Life, but it was great because I think watching My So-Called Life was a nice reminder of what a more natural presentation of a teenager is. So it was really I don't know that it would have gone as well had I not done that.
Todd's band lost their singer. Todd said he sucked. Lonnie said he got sick of Todd's shit, and he was complaining about needing a new singer. So Lonnie was like, I can sing. And they were all kind of like, you can? And she was like, probably. But she's been rehearsing with them for like a week now. And I finally got to see them play in Todd's basement today. And she's actually really amazing. I feel so proud when she's on stage. It's incredible being in awe of someone you love. So everybody knows it's like a temporary situation till she ships out in June. But till then, I'm gonna be at every single show. I don't get Lonnie sometimes. Like, her band, and our zine, and her hair, and everything are all anti-authority. But I watch her in JROTC, and she's doing drills in perfect formation, following orders, no question. And there's all this stuff in the news about don't ask, don't tell. Like, she's going to join the army and then have to lie about who she is. She said they don't need to know what they don't need to know. Like it was no big deal. This from the girl who trashed her locker to, like, defend my honor. I've learned when to stop arguing, though. I don't think Lonnie even gets Lonnie sometimes.
C'est long, hein? Il est long ce jeu, hein?
It's weird hanging out with girls. Around ever since I was little, and other girls? I don't know. But being around Lonnie is like instantly just right. I gave her the grand Psycho House tour and took my revenge on Super Nintendo. And it was like, I don't know, I finally found someone I feel normal around. I drove her home and she gave me this tape and said, "You have got to listen to this." I haven't stopped playing it since. my god. Katie. I fell asleep in the attic, in Lonnie and my old spot, and I missed the first 2 calls. I just barely caught the 3rd one before the machine got it. And it was Lonnie, on a payphone. She'd been on the bus to Basic, and she said she couldn't think of anything but me and us, and that she couldn't go through with it, with the army and being apart and all of it. And so she got off the bus in Salem. She said, "Sam, I want you to pack up everything you can and get in your car and come find me. And let's just drive until we find somewhere for us." And she asked me if I could do that. And I said yes. Yes.
So this is the last room in the game, or at least the last room chronologically in the story.
You made it.
You did it! Yeah, this is where you find Sam's journal that you had been hearing diary entries from. And it's revealed, or I guess implied retroactively, that, you know, the game has been taking place in a flashback, basically, and Katie read Sam's diary that was addressed to her and is now thinking back to what she saw in the house. So thanks for playing through with commentary mode and listening to us and Yonaman and Kate and Sarah Grayson and Chris Remo and Corin Tucker from Heavens to Betsy and Slater Kinney, who, again, thank you to her for taking her time to record some of her recollections and thoughts for this. But yeah, just thanks for playing, and we hope that you got something good out of all of our jibber jabber.
It's okay if you didn't.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye. I love you.
Yeah, I guess.
Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person, that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did. And that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me, and you'll just know that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again someday. Love, Sam.
Voilà, c'était nul. On a eu un trophée. Bon. En réalité, c'est une histoire vraie qui est décrite par des gens dans un jeu. Voilà, rien de passionnant. On a fini le jeu en, je sais pas. Je ne sais pas. En tout cas, je vais arrêter le live. J'espère que ça vous aura plu. Et salut à tous. Putain.